Hello, everybody. So, I don't want to waste anybody's time because time is the one thing that we will not get back, and we all know that. So, redeem the time while you can. So, I just want to take advantage of this opportunity. And this is for parents that have children, I'll say maybe 6 or 7, or maybe a little bit younger, that watch Netflix, that watch, the things that Netflix present. So make a long story short, and it's also a great parenting tip, because where we're at in this generation and raising our children and raising our grandchildren, because some of my peers have grandchildren, this is for all of those grandparents. This is for those parents that are having children late. We need to still continue to sow seeds into our children, because if we don't sow seeds into our children and tell them that they're smart, they're important, they're beautiful, they're handsome, their spirit is attractive, they can be the next president, they can be the next doctor, physician. If we don't plant those seeds, who's gonna plant them? Education starts at home. So since our kids are connected to tablets and watch Netflix, and we allow them to watch things on their phones, listen, let me give you an analogy of what I came up with recently. So my daughter Juju, she wanted to watch a movie. She wanted to watch a movie. We didn't find a movie, so I went in the living room after she bathed or what have you, sat on the couch, turned on Netflix, and immediately Ada Twist, the scientist, popped up. Yes, I must tell y'all about Ada Twist, the scientist. But y'all gotta stick with me, because we both could have viewed this and we both would have seen it totally different. So with that being said, Ada Twist is a scientist. She has French braids up the back of her head. Y'all, she got 2 puff balls and a click-clack in the middle. She got little baby hair edges all around. She dressed adorable. She's cute as a button. First thing my daughter said was, "Oh, mommy, I love her hair." I said, "What do you love about it?" She said, "She got 2 funky afro puffs." I said, "She do?" I said, "What is that?" She said, "Orange click-clack." Y'all, I had just introduced her to click-clacks, which we got to kind of double back because they was just sliding down. Y'all know I'm an older mom. But with that being said, I immediately took interest, because now my baby girl see a cartoon character that she can relate to, that resonates with her. Now she crawling up on the couch. She said, "Oh, mommy, she's a scientist." You guys, Ada Twist, the scientist. So she got 2 best friends. Iggy, what's Iggy last name? Iggy Peck, the architect, and Rose Ramir, the engineer. So both of her friends are equally as smart and intellectual. Ada Twist, the scientist, is a little black girl, or a little brown girl, should we say. It's awesome and necessary in this time, you guys, for us to allow our children to see themselves depicted in a positive light. So I'm still watching the show, and no, this isn't a show review, y'all. It's a life review. So stick with me for your grandbabies, for your babies, for your children. When you see something, begin to analyze it and break it down and see what you can get out of it. We done set our children down and let a lot of different movies, I mean, it's honest, Disney per se, and done found different little pictures that were not appropriate for our babies. But moving forward, this depicts a young brown girl as a scientist, as a smart young lady, intellectual. So let's get to her family. She got a brother named Arthur. He has a fade. Y'all, whoever put this together did an amazing job, because it had me tuned in, because Arthur was relatable. He had like a high top fade. He liked doing little magic tricks and things like that. The dad, y'all, he had an after 5 shadow, but it was a full beard. I said, "The dad got a beard?" Heart to the bearded man. I said, the dad got a beard? Y'all, but when the mama came through the kitchen, she looked just like me. It was relatable. Her glasses was fly. She had on some nice little earrings. She had her hair French braided up. It's a cartoon, you guys. But when you see it, it's so relatable and so necessary. It's like we're pulling for straws for our children to find a better depiction of who and what they are and who and what they can be. And I literally found it in this series called Ada Twist, the Scientist. So her friend is an engineer and an architect, and they visit their home. They spend the night there. They hang out there. And y'all, I analyze it. I was like, it's depicted as a safe place. Our neighborhoods and things like that are not depicted to our children as a safe place. Moms and dads are not depicted as gainfully employed. In no way, shape, or form. They're not. Our children are seeing on the news, they're seeing in their everyday life that they don't have any hope and that they're hopeless. So I am challenging you as parents and grandparents, or as the auntie that babysit, or as a cousin that's babysitting these kids, instead of grabbing a tablet and giving them a tablet, why don't you just sit them on Netflix for a little bit? Watch some series. Another great key, you guys. It gives a real, live, scientific tip. It's teaching our babies. I don't care what nobody say about the virtual schooling. Some children got it, and I'm happy that they got it. But so many of our babies was lost in the virtual schooling, and we allowed them to just pass them on. Some of us didn't even go online to even check their grades as long as they said they was going to the next grade. Yeah, they wasn't graduating from one grade to the next. They was just going to the next grade. So I'm saying we got to do better with our children and our babies, and we have to plant seeds and let somebody else water it. We got to let them believe that they can still be firefighters. They can be doctors. Let your daughters watch Doc McStuffins. We got a doctor, we got a scientist, we got a princess. Every little girl want to be a princess. Listen, this is no shade to any other race or ethnicity, because I empower you as well to allow your child. I don't have any rights to anything at Netflix, but I have to give you my parental review of this series because my daughter is a brown girl. My daughter loves everybody. My daughter doesn't know racism. I don't want my daughter to learn any racism. So I continue to instill old school morals and values. Sit down, let her watch something that's going to impart something in her. That's what I do. Because let me tell you something, parents. I am a mother before I am anything. My career, by career choice, is that I'm a registered nurse. So my daughter would see me come home, and I'm not jumping subjects, just go with me. She would watch me come home, clean up, prepare dinner, clean up again, bathe her, read books, so on and so forth. Honey, y'all better leave her baby dolls alone. You better. Because my baby act like she 3, but she act like she was working on being a professional mommy. I had to say, oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. Let's get you a stethoscope. Let's get you a thermometer. Let's get you a few things to work with, because if nothing else, I can set the role model for her as a registered nurse. But Ada Twist, the scientist, got my daughter talking about scientific things. She's already very smart. So I'm encouraging you, instead of giving them something and letting them get up and do a TikTok routine, I want them to want more out of life than to be a social media influencer. And the last person that they're really influencing is themselves and encouraging themselves. We have to still allow our children to know that they can build on a firm foundation and they can be who and whatever they desire to be. Iggy, Rosie, and Ada, they're all best friends. That's diversity. That's friendship. That's love. That's building. It's many reasons why I'm asking you guys to just sit your baby down and let them watch the series. I mean, they watch everything else. Plant seeds that are going to reap the harvest that's necessary, that's needed. This the generation that's going to help take care of us when we're not okay, when we're down and out. I took a couple of notes because I always do. And another thing is that our children are not being taught diversity. They're being taught division on the highest of highest levels. If nothing else, you better teach your children how to love themselves, more or less our daughters. When she saw that little baby hair on Ada Twist's head and she saw those braids and those puffs, she said, Mommy, can you do my hair like that? Y'all, she hate getting her hair done. She requested to get it done tomorrow. That was not on my agenda. But I'm going to make sure I give her 2 funky puff buns with a click-clack in the middle and make sure I take a picture of her. I might even post it up next to Ada because I want her to know that that's who she can be if she so choose to. She can be Iggy Peck too. He the architect. She can be Rosie Ramirez. She's the engineer. All of those are good and positive and they're all getting along and they're all well meshed. I said, whoever thought about this, they have hope. And so do I. I've never appreciated a cartoon more, you guys. But it's depicted as a real family. They had real family pictures up. Listen, I can't tell you everything. Okay, one more little tidbit. The dad plays a bass, y'all. He up with a bass and looked like he got some chucks on, playing the guitar in the garage. It don't get no more normalized than that. I can relate to that. That's relatable. And again, if anybody like, is she really on there giving a movie review? No, I'm giving a life's lesson, a life review. Get whatever you can out of life, whether it's a movie, whether it's a conversation, whether it's just meditation, whether it's stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something that you wouldn't usually do. Do that. Life is to be lived. And I want to be able to plant something in my children that will be able to grow up and be part of the resolution than the problem. So let's roll back a little bit because I like to. Let's not get it misconstrued. My daughter wasn't even born in 2013 when Elsa and Frozen came on the scene. But y'all, she got every Elsa, every Frozen doll, every. So it's not a racial thing, but beg your pardon. I should always empower my daughter to think that she's important, she's smart, she's beautiful, and she's confident. So I challenge you to sit your baby down because knowledge is powerful in this season, everybody. Confidence in who you are is necessary. And in my daughter's mind, she's a princess. But when she see Doc McStuffins, she's a doctor. And when she see Ada Twist the scientist, she's a scientist. And when she see Rosie Rimmer, engineer, she's an engineer. And when she see Iggy Peck, she's an architect. But what she loved most is that she relates with Ada Twist the scientist. And I can't say that I don't love it. And nothing's wrong with that. I mean, I'm encouraging positivity and diversity. Our children need to see it. They don't need to continue to see things biased and leaning in one direction. And another thing is, if you want to put a twist on education, this is a twist on education. Sit her down in front of Netflix. I approve of this. It's a public service announcement. I want our children to think that they can do anything in the world because they can. They can. She will. Say that to your sons and daughter. He will, she will, they can, they will. I won't cheat them out of having their best life. Say that to yourself. When you forget that, you had them. They didn't ask to be here. So you got to be accountable for educating them, preparing them for the things that the world has to offer. So funky puff buns it is, you guys, on tomorrow. Definitely. So with that being said, I didn't make no video. I didn't FaceTime anybody doing anything irrational. But I think videos like this are equally as shareable, you guys. We got to get the word out some way, somehow. And this is just a little different. I know there may be expectations because I began to do lives and speak on things. I just feel like it's my season and it's necessary. I want to talk about the small things because sometimes it's the little things that if you continue with the little, it will increase to a lot. So it's a lot for us to talk about. And with that being said, I'm not posting a brawl or going live for y'all to see something that is all out of control. But we are in the midst of a fight as well. We're in the midst of a battle as well, people, that we are, to save our children, our children's children, our neighbor's children, or even a stranger's child. So keep that in mind, that knowledge in this season is very, very powerful. The word says that God's people perish from the lack of knowledge. And we are leading to our own understanding. Y'all start researching, start studying, start taking from the experience that I'm going to begin to share with you. You don't have to experience things on your own because, listen, life ain't about experiencing things anymore. It's about getting it from somebody, figuring out how they did it right or how they did it wrong and not doing what they did, making it better for you. But life is to be lived. We need to redeem the time because, it's gone. We need to invest as much as we can every day as if it's our children's last day. So since we know that knowledge is powerful, confidence is necessary for this generation because they tearing it down left and right. My daughter loves to say, "Ooh, mommy, I love your eyebrows. Ooh, I like your hair." She noticed lipstick. She noticed anything that's out of place. She 3 years old. I just make sure I cultivate it and just keep it pushing in the right direction. I pay more attention to her than she think. She pays for me. We all got to do that. We all got to invest. And with that, wisdom is key, you guys. You can have knowledge, but you got to rightly apply it. This time, I didn't sit down and just look at a cartoon on Netflix and say that, oh my goodness, they cute. I broke that thing down. Mama looked like me. Daddy looked like he. Arthur, the brother, looked like her own brother. Her friends look like the friends that I desire for her to have because I'm raising her to be diverse. So this was ideal. She believes she's a scientist, a doctor, and don't forget, a full-time mother or professional mom. I leave it there, y'all. I let her be who she's going to be. I just try to cultivate it and make sure that it's right for the most part. So I'm encouraging you guys as parents, we still have to plant good seeds. Let them watch Doc McStuffins. Definitely. And at this point in time, if a little boy want to watch Doc McStuffins, I'm sure that he's seen a female physician before, as well as a male physician before. And at the end of the day, if you cultivate things the right way, we won't be concerned about our kids being confused and going in directions and dibbling and dabbling and trying things that are morally against maybe what we're teaching them, opposed to what the world is exposing them to. I'm just being honest. This show is a confirmation to somebody's daughter that she can be greater than she may be at this moment. This show teaches our children that brown skin isn't bad skin to be in. As a matter of fact, it's depicted as the best skin that you could be in. She's smart. She's fair. She's diverse. She's friendly. She's love. She have to think things out. She has to problem solve. Those are all characteristics that we need and that our children need to be instilled in them. So, hey, she can be a scientist, architect. She could be the next president. So somebody asked me, like, what if somebody asks you if you know who produced the show and you don't know who produced the show, have you watched it till the end? I said, I watched a couple of them. I really did. And I never stopped to look at the credits to see who produced the show. because I was so focused on the fact that planting good seeds and letting our children know that they're great and that there's greatness ahead is just critical in this season. So I really wasn't trying to find out who produced it because I was all in. They look like me. And another thing, you guys, I apologize. I worked last night. I have not been asleep. If you see a nurse, thank her. The healthcare heroes. We're in a season where we're not being appreciated. But at the end of the day, I need you to know that you don't have to reward me openly. I'll wait patiently for God to reward me in secret for my labor and my service for his people. So I said that to say I told my daughter, I encourage her, she could even be a nurse too. They give real science tips, you guys, about astronomy, and they have scientists to speak, and they give you a reality check and a real moment. It's really good. It's a series. So you're thinking at this point, 20 minutes later, well, who produced the show? Those are for the ones that tuned in and that are thinkers. Now I know why the show was relatable. The children were depicted as fair. The show was produced by Michelle and Barack Obama. But you guys, that show drew me in because it was so well put together and everybody was winning. And that was one of the greatest seeds planted in my daughter. But it was just a bonus and icing on the cake for Black families in a time where Black lives matter, but not to everybody, including even Black people as a race. They don't matter. I humbly thank you for a well put together Netflix series called Ada Twist, The Scientist. I salute and take my hat off to the Obamas. I appreciate you still investing in our communities and being depicted as fair, as diverse, as loving, and as concerned as for our generations as I am too. And at this point in time, I challenge you. This is a challenge, everybody. I challenge you to sit your children, your baby, your grandbaby down, male or female, and let them watch Ada Twist, The Scientist. Even if it's really not for them, they'll be able to see themselves and see a good light that they're depicted in. Because I'm sure there's a lot of things from day to day that our babies are exposed to that depict them in a very dim and a very dark place. From one parent to another, we can do better. We should do better. And let tomorrow be the first day of a new day. Invest in your babies. Let somebody like me that's still a part of the village come along and water it. I hope you all enjoyed this day. Have a wonderful night. Stay safe, stay blessed, and be encouraged. Beautiful day. Oh, my Chuck lovers. Let's see, any Chuck lovers? Milwaukee Bucks. Oh, well, since it's still going. I live in a city full of champs, so don't ever get it misunderstood.